For the last 3 months, we've been in Pueblo, Colorado at the Pueblo KOA Journey. While Cindy worked the contract, we're going to give you a review of the Pueblo KOA Journey today. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. As I said in the opening, we have spent the last 3 months,
close to 4
months, at the Pueblo KOA Journey in Pueblo, Colorado. If any of you have watched our previous videos and some of the reviews that we gave, a KOA stands as the #1 RV park that we've ever stayed at. And we've stayed at a couple of other KOAs. The one we talk about as the #1 is the Tifton KOA, which apparently is no longer in the KOA system. But I digress. Let's talk about the Pueblo KOA Journey. I want to say up front, the first thing that kind of, I don't know if it put me off from here, but kind of made me wonder, is that prior to us being able to secure a reservation here, we had to send a photo of our rig. Now, I have no problems with the 10-year rule and all that other crap. Our rig looks pretty good, and it's only 3 years old, 4 years old. So I sent them the picture. And they came back with, that's only one side. The other side is okay, right? I said, yeah.
I guess they should have been more specific. Pictures on both sides.
Right. They let me go without having to send another picture. And then when we got here, I'm looking at some of these RVs that are in here, and they look like they've been through the mill.
Yeah, some of them don't look all that great. But maybe they've been here longer and...
I grandfathered in or something.
Yeah.
I mean, quite honestly, there is one RV, and I'm not going to show pictures of it to embarrass anybody. But there is one RV right at the end of our row here that, I mean, it looks like it's been beat to hell. There are parts missing out of the side of this thing.
Yeah.
So I really never quite got the concept as to why we needed to be approved through pictures prior to arriving here. But hey, to each their own, and I had no problem with it.
One thing that I noticed they did not have on their website was real clarity about the 2 separate parts of the RV park.
Yeah.
There is the main part, which you can tell is how they started the RV park, which is smaller spaces, closer together, with lots of trees. It's like your typical KOA. They've got cabins. All of that is up by the office. And then they apparently either bought or just developed more land behind that area, which is where long-term people stay, like us, for three months. And there's another travel nurse 2 spots down from us that has been here. She'll be here 6 months, I guess, before it's over with. And so the longer-term people are all in the back section, and then people who are here for just a shorter time are at the front section, which is fine with me, except for the trees.
Yeah, that's the one downside of that is,
yeah,
this is a fairly new section. I think they say they built it in 2022. There are no trees.
Not one.
Whereas the short-term area up front is very shaded and very tree-lined.
But I think our sites are a lot bigger, a lot wider.
Yeah. And
it's just a whole different area, but it's very well kept. They have good maintenance people that keep things running. An interesting note that they told us when we came in was that we are allotted a certain number of gallons of water.
Right, also something that was not on the website and I could not find anywhere.
Because they have to truck water in here. So, how many gallons is it?
1,200.
1,200 gallons, which we haven't
Per
gone.
month.
We haven't gone over that, but I mean, some people could, I guess, if you washed your car, you did whatever you
Which
could.
they do not allow.
They don't allow. But if you had several children and they were taking showers every day, and you were you had more water usage than us, you could go over that. But
yeah, I mean, they're only charging 10 cents a gallon over that 1,200. But that would have been nice to know up front.
yeah,
One of the beautiful things about this place is the laundry room. The laundry room is immaculate. The machines are fairly new, operate well, and get your clothes good and clean and good and dry.
they're coin operated.
Yes.
We've been to, I know, one, maybe more places that you could use a credit card, but this is...
Which actually, I quite honestly, I would prefer that.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, rather than having to carry around quarters. Yeah. But also their bathrooms. The public bathrooms are, again, immaculate. And just one weird thing. It's a timed shower. You have 7 minutes. Then, if you haven't completed your shower in 7 minutes, you have to wait 5 minutes, and you can get another 7 minutes. We just shower in our rig, so.
Yeah.
Which is to say that Pueblo and the surrounding areas, Colorado Springs also, they have a lot of problems with their groundwater. There's a lot of heavy minerals, there's a lot of metals, there's a lot, and this is from maybe a century or more of mining that went on in the mountains here. So, I mean, the fact that they actually bring in water that's better is a plus. It's actually an upside.
Yeah.
But, I mean, and I can understand that there's going to be limits because they have to pay for the water too. I didn't feel like they really did any kind of screening on the people that they bring in here.
I'm not sure what kind of screening you could do unless you did background checks, but...
Which we've seen.
Yeah, even some background checks wouldn't show up some of the things we've seen, so...
Right, and I mean, anybody who's watched the channel knows about what happened here. A couple of videos ago, we talked about that. They're not real big on enforcing the rules. And
we have kind of been spoiled with Cactus Country in Tucson because Alyn, who is the manager there, is very strict about rules. So you know that if a rule is broken, she's going to take care of it and it's not going to happen again. And some rules are minor, no biggie, but other things are annoying that other people do. And if it's written in a rule, we expect it to be enforced. The main thing right now is there's a couple that's leaving a family that's leaving their dogs, 2 of their dogs out in 3 dogs out in a enclosed fence type area. It's just a big, huge crate. And they've got shade over the top, so that's good. But they will put them out there and then leave, and then the dogs bark.
Just a few days ago, they left at 7 in the morning. I was outside having a cigarette and saw them leave. The entire family, the dogs were already out. And at 7 in the morning, they were already barking. These people did not come back home until almost 9:30 that night. And those dogs were out there the entire time.
And they didn't bark the whole time, but they barked a good part of the time. And they're huge dogs, so they're very loud. And we're across the little driveway from them, but I imagine the people next door, it's got to be very loud for them.
Yeah.
And we also feel bad for the dogs. We feel bad that they're out there, and it can get pretty hot. I mean, even this time of year, it's getting up to 85, 88.
And if you were putting somebody like Bucky in there, or maybe 2 of him, okay, for a while. These are 3 big dogs being crowded into what is essentially an oversized crate.
Yeah.
I complained. I went to the front office and I told them what was going on, and we didn't see any change.
And they do have rules about not leaving your dogs outside unattended.
Yes, they do.
I mean, even if they're on a leash, they don't want you leaving them unattended.
Right. And for a time, prior to them purchasing this oversized crate, they were leaving their dogs out on leashes attached to the rig, where the only shade they had was when they crawled underneath their RV.
Yeah.
So yeah, this really kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know if finally the people next door to them went and complained, but, and this is just today, the dogs have not been out.
Good. I hadn't even looked over there. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, I woke Bucky this morning, and so, I mean, and anybody who's watched the channel for any amount of time knows that that is the one thing that really bothers us, is if you're going to have rules, enforce them. Are the sites level? Yes, they are.
Yes, very level.
This is also the first RV park that we've been to that had 2 sewer connections at the site, specifically for rigs like ours, where we have 2 gray tanks. I have 1 gray tank hooked up to the 1 sewer connection, the other gray tank and the black tank hooked up to the other sewer connection. It was easy peasy.
How many times have we had to go buy some hose
Oh, good Lord. In Cottonwood.
so we could reach?
Yeah, Cottonwood, I mean, the thing was like 2.5 miles down the road and uphill.
And you know those rhino things are not cheap, so.
No. Their sites are level. The sites are clean. Their maintenance people are out constantly.
Yeah.
Another beautiful thing is you just leave your garbage at the post for your site. It's picked up, and there's no time that it has to be put out by. Well, prior to 6:30 at night.
Yeah.
Also, if you put your propane tank out at the front of the site, they come, pick it up, fill it, bring it back.
That's a nice service. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it makes a difference. So I started to say we, but he doesn't have to haul the tank all the way up to wherever the propane is and then go back later and get it and all of that. So that helps a lot.
I really appreciated that service. And the garbage service. And they, like I said, they keep the park clean. They keep the park neat.
And they have a little general store up at the office that has some, necessities, some things that you could get. They also have a pizza.
Yeah, delivered to your site with wings, too, they have.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And ice cream, scoop ice cream.
Yes.
And so there's, a few refreshments, a few sodas and things, not a lot of stuff, but there is some stuff so you're not out here, at a campground that you can't get a hold of something to eat.
One thing I will say about their general store is that they had more RV supplies than any other of the general stores that we've seen at an RV park.
Yeah.
The surrounding area is entirely the Walker Ranch. And it's a cattle ranch, and we see cattle daily walking by the fences. I tried to get Bucky to go nose to nose with one of them, but he was interested. They weren't. They kind of, as we approached it, would just walk away. That's something that you should probably be aware of coming in. With all the cows around, there's a lot of flies. They are everywhere. We had more flies in this rig in the time we've been here than I think we've had in the entire 6 years we've been on the road.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just natural. It just comes with it.
But I've been outside sitting, reading, whatever, and they really didn't. They're not so many that they bother you, but they're enough that when you open the door, one will come in at least once a day or so. We'll get flies.
So yeah, overall, it's a nice place to stay, and maybe in a couple of weeks or something, we'll be talking about Pueblo itself and what that was like. But we feel very separated from Pueblo.
Even though we are feet literally from the interstate, you can't really tell. There's the highway noise we don't really hear. We do hear a train.
That's what I was going to say. There is a freight train that runs at the front of the park. And they're not shy about hitting that horn. Day, night, morning, anytime.
3 a.m.
3 a.m., yes.
Most of the time I sleep through it, but sometimes if I'm not sleeping real deeply, it will wake me up. But
now, way back here in the back of the park, and this is a big park. Way back here in the back of the park, it's not too bad. I cannot even imagine being up at the front of the park and them hitting that horn. That would probably make me end up stuck to the ceiling.
Also, to mention the size of the park, between the front section and the section where we are in the back is the dog park. They have a huge fenced-in dog park, as KOAs tend to have the dog park. And it's dirt. It's not grass.
No.
There's maybe a little grass in the corners, but we haven't taken Bucky there much, but it's a lot of big dogs there.
But Bucky's not real big on the long-term running or any of that. He'd much rather just kind of wander around.
So that's a good plus. And everything has been pleasant as far as the staff is concerned.
Oh, absolutely.
They've been really nice, really easy to get along with. And as I was saying, we were next to the interstate, and just like 2 exits down, 4 miles down is everything you can imagine. Any restaurant, any fast food place, Walmart, Target. There's just within 5 miles of here is anything you can imagine that you'd want to eat or shop.
Absolutely.
And there's a mall. It doesn't have a lot in it, I don't think anymore, but there's
like most malls.
There's pretty much anything you could ever want while you're out camping that you could find within 5 miles of here. And then 5 miles, maybe 5 miles further is downtown Pueblo. So you're within 10 miles of
Which
downtown.
is where we were when we went on the Riverwalk.
Yeah. So everything that you'd want to see or do in Pueblo is relatively close, but you're not in the city, so you're not in a lot of traffic. You're not in a lot of people and congestion. So it's very nice. It's like we're out in the country, but we're very, very close to anything that we need.
And now we can tell you where we're going next.
I tried
Stop it.
so hard to get to California.
She's nibbling on my arm.
I'm not losing hope. I'm not losing hope. We're going to get to California at some point. But this time it's not worked out in time. So I'm going back to Tucson Medical Center, but I'm going to their new hospital, which is a smaller outlying hospital, which is very close to where we stay at Cactus Country. So it's a brand new hospital. It's small, and it doesn't have, it has some surgical services and some imaging services. I don't think they have MRI, because when I was at the big hospital, they were sending people from the smaller hospital to the big hospital to get some testings done. So that's going to be nice. It's going to be a smaller hospital and a brand new hospital.
And she's cutting her ride down in half.
Oh, at least.
Yeah. And on our way back, we're not going the same way that we came coming here.
Yeah.
And we're doing this for you. We're actually going to be spending 2 days in our first stop, and then 1 day in our second stop, which you're going to have to watch the videos that go along with those to find out where those are going to be. Until next time, which we will not have a video next week because we're going to be traveling.
Yeah.
Until next time, I'm Felix.
And I'm Cindy, and this is Bucky.
We are the Roaming Gomes. Safe travels.